Hey everybody, I am back with another celebrity. We are going to take a look at Jeannie. Let's see how Jeannie feels about her co host. You know, it's amazing that I got the cards that I got because these cards basically say unbothered, unbothered, unbothered. It's amazing to look at it like that, but that's what it says at first glance. There's some details to it, but Jeannie is really not connected to these women now anymore, however you want to say it. So I was going to go Lonnie, Garcelle, and Adrian, but I'm going to go backwards. I think Jeannie still has some hope for a relationship between her and Adrian. Everything that was conflicting, Jeannie has let it go. I feel like Jeannie has forgiven Adrian without even having a conversation. I don't even think that Adrian has asked for Jeannie's forgiveness. I think that Jeannie has decided within herself to say, you know what, whatever that was, I can't explain it, I can't name it, I can't label it, I don't want to re talk about the conflict we used to have or did have. I'm just gonna scratch it. It's almost like she gave Adrian a pardon. Like, I pardon you. I excuse you for anything and everything from yesterday and beyond. She do have this openness and this vulnerability here for Adrian. So there's a space here where they can reconcile and have a real relationship. There is a space here. But some things did happen that she choose not to even talk about again or don't even have desire to work on it or work it out. She forgiven her by herself. Weird. And she released any emotional pain and resentment and bitterness from it. That's deep. If I could speak it in my own words, it will be something like this. Adrian, I knew all the BS you was doing. I know about all that slick stuff. I know about all that two-faced stuff. I know you was agreeing with me and then disagreeing behind my back. I know those little things that you were doing that made me feel some kind of way. I saw those little things. You're not worse than everybody else, but I saw those little things, and right now I'm just too happy to deal with it. I'm just too beyond the situation. We don't have to talk about it. I don't want to bring it up to you. I don't want to show you you. Let's just let it go. If we get back together in a real way, then we get back together in a real way. Other than that, she's unbothered. Let's look into these conflicts from before because that's what she did. She closed some chapters about Adrian on her own. This is like not even waiting for somebody to talk. Just like, I got it because I need to move on. Yeah. This is just some things that she spiritually felt. She can see her spiritually being part of stuff. She was getting hints and clues that Adrian was a part of not having her best interests. Adrian was a part of not being on her side. She's seen it in the spirit, she's seen it physically and spiritually. That's the conflict that they had. There's little bits and pieces that Adrian was a part of that Jeannie knew and Jeannie saw. It's this two-faced thing, but it's scary cat type behavior. I got an Aries here. I don't know if any one of them are Aries. She, it almost feels like Jeannie also is saying that, but I know you're scared. I know you did the majority of what you did. But I know those moments that I saw you spiritually or heard you with my ears. I knew it was because you were being guided. You were being led that way. I know because you wanted to be a part of them. You did it to kiss ass. You did it so that you can make others happy. Why do I have this feeling of everybody thinking that Jeannie is the weakest link? She's actually the strongest. They underestimate her strength. I just saw the unbalance in that. So she knew that Adrian was most likely a follower. She knew that she was being manipulated or controlled in a certain kind of way. She knew that Adrian was a follower. I'll go with a follower. So that's like probably part of the reason why she was able to digest and release the situation. She has no plans to work on past conflict and pain with her. She is so solo right now when it comes to this. She just wanted, she dealt with her and another woman's relationship and issues by herself. This is some healing for your ass right here. This is how you do stuff. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let me just get some, yeah, done. All right, here's a summary. How does Jeannie feel about Adrian? I'm even clapping my hands, and that's something I don't do. Maybe Adrian does the clap, clap, clap when she speaks. I don't know. Jeannie is unbothered by Adrian. I don't even know if Adrian knows that they have started over and that she has, her sins are forgiven. I don't even know if Adrian knows that or not. There is a place of vulnerability here. There is a crack. There is an opening once Adrian gets healed or once Adrian sees herself. There is a possibility that they can be real friends or associates, whatever you want to call it. And Adrian has forgiven her, released it, all the things that she's seen, all the discernment that she has. She has no plans on talking about those things. She really just took it and washed it away. And she even found closure because she realized that she is a follower. So because of that, how could you hold on to it? She released all emotional frustration or pain. That's released. I actually had this feeling too of Jeannie wanting, desiring, and praying that Adrian actually find these things out about herself. She's unbothered. What more can I say? It's so amazing. Here go another unbothered moment. How does Jeannie feel about Garcelle? Hope I said her name right. She has no feelings. It's like done. Before this co-host even got to the table, there was already a boundary in Jeannie when it comes to getting close to co-workers again. Garcelle didn't have a chance. Not a fair chance. So it was already blocked. It was already no room, no vacancy for her energy. This, they never connected. Never had a moment. Never, never, never. She believes she's a great person. That's just the kind of person Jeannie is. But it was already decided on not to even let her in. It almost feels like, wow, you just came so late. We've been doing this for a while, and I just don't have the space in the room to let you in. I've already had placed some boundaries there. So decisions was already made before Garcelle had a chance. Decisions was made. She was definitely friendly. She definitely took action and initiated friendliness. Yeah. But there's not enough room for Garcelle to even get in, even if she wanted to. I feel like Jeannie look at her as neutral, knowing that she's going to have to pick a side soon. Why does this feel like the girl who gets bullied and she sit back and figure out all the bullies and she already know how it's gonna go? Cause she do. Garcelle days are numbered. She will pick a side. That's how Jeannie is looking at her. I do have friendliness towards her, but I have Jeannie holding back. And I don't even have Jeannie communicating with her much because there's a lack of trust here. She doesn't know what's going to happen to her words. She doesn't know what Garcelle is going to carry or throw away or leave behind. There's no trust here. This is just good morning. Good to see you today. Glad you're alive. Hope we have a good show. It's nothing more than that. It's nothing more than that. And she doesn't even have a chance to be in Jeannie's circle like that. I'm not saying that Garcelle wants to, but just saying Jeannie feels that Garcelle will have to make a choice one day. The boundaries were already set before she got there. And she can already see that Marcel will make a choice. This is kind of a situation like, yeah, I saw her, she looked pretty, she looked nice, but I'm already in a moment of my life where I just can't do it. And not only that, I know she's going to have to make a choice one day. So I'm going to hold on to myself and hold on to this space in my heart. And I'm going to hold on to my friend button and just watch. And she's watching. And she's starting to see exactly what she predicted. This balance, this justice here. Needing to pick a side. Needing to get in the groove of the women. She know that she will have to make a choice. Yeah, let's see. Unbothered. What else could we say? Oh my God, this is so funny. Whew, I wish my messages could be like this. They slipping on this girl. They think she weak. Boy, this little firecracker. Making movement in the spirit. Lonnie, unbothered and done. It's like unbothered. It put the chains on the door. It put the locks on the door. Yeah, it's all of that. All of that. Yeah. And if you want to know the truth, it really feels like Jeannie has put out a special power to stop Lonnie from bringing down the sword. That's what it really feels like. I'm going to tell you what it feels like. Those type of prayers when you say, God, cover me from my enemy. That's what it looks like to me. Cover me from my enemies. And the enemies got their sword up, but they on froze like Mr. Freeze. That's how this look. And Lonnie can only go so far with her. There's a spiritual protection here. Yeah. Let's see why. I know that that's going to unfreeze soon, so I hope it's some plans in place because she's only covered for a moment. What happens next? I wonder. Because that sword is going to come down or it's going to break. Or be broken. Okay? And that's exactly what she's waiting on. Destiny and purpose. That's what she's waiting on. She is praying for spiritual protection around Lonnie's energy and waiting on this moment of purpose and destiny. This is a situation where she has actually picked her up, and I do mean picked her up, and I know Jeannie is smaller, but just imagine her picking Lonnie up and putting her in time out and say, God, this is for you. She brought this situation to the creator. She did. Yes, yes, and yes. This girl is like flying colors in the spirit. My goodness. Whew. It gave me the chills right then. Oh, wow. And then she gonna put love on top of it. Wow. She's gonna offer her love. She took the situation to God himself and left it there and all the weight that comes with it. And she's gonna choose love to bring down the controlling power. She's playing offense. Yeah, she is. Now that's what she's doing. That's how she's making it day to day. That is some powerful stuff. To take the energy of your enemy and freeze it and give it away and wait on that appointed time until it's cleansed or handled, whatever that may be. And then choosing to give this Page of Cups to bring down the control or the tyrant, this fire energy, to bring that energy down or to be able to balance it. She's putting the Page of Cups on top of it. That's going to get her back for a while until things has been handled. This is an unfinished situation. When you look into Jeannie and Lonnie, Jeannie claims to really not understand. Like, I don't know what I need to stop doing or do to bring healing or closure or some type of completion to that. This is actually a connection that she considers. And I think it's because of the heaviness of it. She considered this relationship a little bit more than the rest of the ladies. Because I actually have it here in air energy. Like, now, what could I do? What could be done? What more can I do to clear her out of me and clear her from around me? I don't understand what needs to be done or what should have been done for this unhappiness. Like, why is she unhappy with me? And what more can I do to bring the happiness? This is Jeannie fighting for peace and love. It's not that she's fighting for Lonnie. She's fighting for love. She's questioning. How can I bring peace and love? Not dealing with the person, not dealing with the situations, not even dealing with the attack that she may want to bring down, but can't. She can only go so far. Spiritual coverage here. Putting love on top of this unhealthy fire energy. She's doing that. And then she's mentally questioning herself. What can I do to bring peace and love? What can I do? What more can be done? I don't even get it anymore. I don't even understand it. So much has changed. So much has transitioned. What I don't know. What did I do that I don't know? And this is just that kind of moment where you don't have to do anything for this type of energy. All you got to do is be you. Shoot. This is not about what you said and what you did and what you know. And no, this is about you. I'm laughing because I have this conversation a lot of time with my women, and we laugh about it because it's like an area that cannot be explained. You ever been your authentic self and still wasn't liked and still was hated? Try Jesus. That's exactly what he went through. And that's what this feels like. You're trying to figure out what you can do more or less of to change things. But the truth of the matter is, there's nothing you can do more or less. And if you did, you'll hurt yourself. This is her authentic self just not attracted to Lonnie's energy. It's just not. You guys do not attract. each other. You're not compatible, and you're not even comfortable around each other. And it's not because of what you did, do, or done. This is about who you are. And this reminds me of Tamar. This is when I used to do the messages for them way back in the day. This is exactly the energy I would get off of Tamar or with Tamar and Jeannie, like I'm getting today with Lonnie and Jeannie. What does that say? What does that say? Who's the bully now? Who's the bad girl now? Or I say, who's the bad girl? I go with who's the bad girl, just for the sake of this conversation. Because Tamar is gone. But she had this type of energy towards Jenny. I just don't like what you was created to be and who you are. She just couldn't get it. Just like, couldn't get it. And now, Lonnie wasn't like that then. Lonnie had a pity energy for Jeannie back then. And actually, Lonnie felt like she needed to be protected. But that's because she thought Jeannie was low. Low, weak, small, not able to take up for herself. That she had so much pity on her to be a protector when Tamar was there. I remember the messages. I will have to go back, but I remember it now. And I think that Lonnie found out like, oh, she don't need my help. She's strong by herself. She told me she got it. She keep talking when I told her not to. She didn't follow. She didn't do Adrian. When Lonnie found out that Jeannie was not Adrian, this energy just sprouted out from nowhere like a dragon. Okay, back to the story. She just believed that this is a deceiving situation that doesn't have to be that way. She believed that there is darkness in this situation or around the situation. She believed that there is a lack of peace and it shouldn't be a burden. It shouldn't be an attack. It shouldn't be anything. She 100% does not understand what the heck the issue is. Wait till she find out that it's really not an issue. And I feel like if I was talking to her, she'd be like, I know that. Because nothing happened. She even sometimes think about taking an action to bring some type of fairness. We hope and pray that that's in the back of her mind. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. Well, let's do a summary. So the way Jeannie feels about Lonnie is she feels like she's the enemy. And there's a darkness around her. There's some type of attack inside of her. She feels that there's an unwanted spirit or energy between the two of them. She has taken Lonnie and everything about her and every issue and every thought and gave it to God and left it there, and it's there, and there's a spiritual covering because of that, waiting on that appointed time when things can be broken. That's what she's waiting on, and choosing to put this love on top of this unhealthy fire energy. Also not understanding how they got here and why they are here and why is a disconnect. Wanting this deceiving energy to pass because what? Because there is not an issue here. So if you want the deceiving energy to pass, then happiness got to come after that, right? Because it's actually not an issue. I also have some backdrop feelings of desires to take action to see if she can bring some type of stability or and it just looks like she want to give her an olive branch. Like, I wonder if I can just offer her this. Another example of love. Will that bring us to balance? No. It is so much bigger than that. This is not a fleshly situation. It wasn't even a fleshly situation between you and Tamar. This is a spiritual situation. And I don't think you need any help on this. I think you're doing just fine. I think you got this one. Just remember, this is not a fleshly situation at all. Because nothing happened. I wanted to know if she wanted to leave the real. Because after all of that, I'm like, well, my God, do you want to quit? And if I can speak for her, it's something like this. Oh, I think about it all the time. But I'm not walking away. I used to walk away from things that got so tight. You know how she explains everything. She want to make sure you get the fullness of each thing that she says. She loves you in that kind of way. I love so hard and so much and care so much that I want you to get the fullness of why we're having a conversation. So, I think about it all the time, but I'm not going to walk away. Nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to initiate. I'm not walking away. I used to do that all the time. I run from things that conflict me. I run from things that scares me. I run from things that gives me fear. I run from things that hurt my brain or I'm embarrassed of. I'm not walking away. I stopped that behavior a long time ago. I committed to this. I wanted it, and I want it. That was very bold. I was actually surprised to see that because she's actually on a show with a woman that she hopes, Adrian. She's actually on a show with Adrian, a woman that she hopes will actually wake up. Actually just wake up and be awakened and see herself and see the vibrations that she's working on in hopes that they can reconcile one day. She's on a show with Garcelle, with the woman that she hopes will see the truth between all of this and choose to be neutral so that I can give you a chance, maybe. And of course, she's on a show with Lonnie, who is like double. It reminds me of Jacob in the Bible and Laban. I think he worked for him 2 terms just to receive his niece, just to receive his wife, just to be free. Yeah, just to be free. Now look at this. Jeannie has a double spirit of that energy upon her. And I do believe that this will be the last time she will ever have to deal with that type of energy again. Because there is something she gets at the end of this. It's a double portion of the energy. Which means that, of course, she's paying off some type of debt. For what? I don't know. It almost feels like a movement. But this can be a personal movement. She's making a stand. She's paying a price right now to go through this double spirit like this. Is she doing this because she want to be accepted in the public, in the world, with women? Is this ego? I want to show that I can make it regardless of what happens. I'll go through this energy again. Is she actually making a stance for her culture, for her God? What kind of stance is she making? Because I remember that Jacob served 2 terms under Laban because he wanted his wife and he wanted to be free to take her and move on and live their life. And Laban was stopping it. So we can look at Laban as not a helpful spirit. We can look at him as an evil spirit for the moment. And he went through those 2 terms to receive his freedom and to receive his wife. Is that what she's going through? Is this the woman who really did want a husband from the jump? And she knew when she got there that she wasn't even with her husband, the husband that was for her. Did she serve 2 terms to get her soulmate? Did she serve 2 terms of this energy to be with a man and a man of God, her husband? I kind of think so. I think that dealing with this actually got her here to this moment. What if that's even a reason why she got noticed? They say a man who finds a wife finds a good thing. Is that thing that he saw that I can't explain that she transitioned into over those two terms? Tamar Lonnie? All things work together for the good. Maybe so. Well, she's not going anywhere. And then I ask, do they want to fire her? Because it feels like the ending coming soon. The term is almost up. We did the first one. Now it's the second one on you. Do they want to fire her? And this amazed me so much, which matches my story. It's like, do we want to fire her? No. We actually want to do some new things with her. We actually want to celebrate with her. We actually love her. We love her and we know her work and we know her gift. We know her strength. And I was like, whoa. I wonder if the other women have that with the network. Don't know. Don't feel like finding out. But I do know this. Jeannie has an excellent relationship with these people behind the scenes. They love her, notice her, and not only that, they see her gift. They see her strength. So this is actually going to pay off. How long do we get? I don't know. Let's see. I wouldn't be surprised if she's offered something else. She doesn't have to walk away. And probably when she get to her last little pinch of faith, this new opportunity may be coming in. But I actually see that these people who own this show love her, admire her, and they have opportunities for her. Yeah. Oh, wow. It would be good, too. Sure would. It'll be an upgrade, too. Oh, wow. She knows it already. Well, that brings me back to what I just said. I was trying to get a timing on when she'll be released from the reel. But that release happens when she released the repeated pattern. Yeah, so she's almost done. There's not a time on it. But there is a shift. They will approach her and offer her to do something totally new based on watching her for all these years. Like, I just kept seeing you working and working and working and working. And we think this will be a great new beginning for you. And it has a lot of stability in it. So, whenever you hear that she is leaving because something new and something big came to her doorstep and she just couldn't turn it down, that would be the day that she actually could have got fired or left. But God chose otherwise. So she's almost done. She's actually spiritually working right now. I don't know what the heck the other women doing. But she is spiritually working. I like her. I like her a lot. This is the kind of friend and motivator you want in your life. This is the type of energy that you'll want in your life. But at the same time, these are the same type of women that's really not trying to have friends because of stuff like this. All right, talk to you soon.